Prime on their last legs here now. TerrOr, the last man standing, has the ZVZ ByuL. This actually was the match I was the most looking forward to today in our first matchup. You might be thinking, whoa, Wolf, especially considering the comments you made about TerrOr in the past, why is that? I really want to see what he's going to bring to the table. I want to see if he's got a snipe build prepared because we're going on to Foxtrot. You know, does he have an early pool build that he's got planned? Does he have some sort of tempo play he's got planned to beat ByuL? There's a ton of ZVZ matches about ByuL to study, and I want to see how he approaches this because we've seen players like Cassia take build order wins in ZVZs when they come out. Let's see what he's got planned.
Once again, as TerrOr said, these Prime players were picked for the map. And TerrOr, like you said, could come out with some weird, crazy snipe build against ByuL. Could be aggressive, but here is TerrOr, our boy himself. He is 0-7. Not the greatest record here at Pro League, but he's trying to prove himself. He has some nerve issues. He's a young guy. Give this guy time. He could turn out to be the next Maru. Who knows?
But at the same time, do they really want to keep sending him out if he's never able to take a win, if he constantly has nerve issues? They have a lot of other players on their bench, too. All right, here's ByuL. This guy, 5-5 in ZVZ. He's got a lot of experience in the matchup. A matchup we don't see as often in Korea this day. There's been a bit of a lack of Zerg. Well, that's making a bit of a comeback. He's 20-11, one of our best win rates in the top players, for a lot of the time for last season. A really good win ratio. Great on Sejong, but coming out today on Foxtrot, as mentioned before. And obviously the favorite here.
Definitely the favorite, but he is on a bit of a down slope these days. That is why he does get that purple arrow. He's 1-4 in his last 5 games, but overall I would put this guy on a slightly higher tier than TerrOr, rather, but anything could happen.
Anything could happen, Valdez. The map, Foxtrot, as mentioned before, is loaded. It's time, guys. Let's see if TerrOr can bring his team back into this, or if ByuL is going to get that clean 3-0 sweep.
Down here in the bottom right on Foxtrot Labs, the red Zerg for Prime. It is TerrOr.
Doesn't look too nervous. Up here, the top left, the Wrecking ByuL did incredibly well in WCS America. Came back, did very well in Korea last year in Pro League, and very much the favorite here. So just wait and see what he's got planned in the CVZ. Like you said, he's 1-4 in his last 5 matches, which is a tough win rate to swallow, but definitely can be improved today. And the CJ coach, Coach Park, still deciding to send him out on such an important day for their indicator. Because anytime, by the way, let's just be honest and put this on the table for a second. Anytime you, as one of the top teams, play against one of the weaker teams, you're not wondering whether you're going to win or not most of the time. You're actually wondering how many indicator points you can get. Because if you get first place in the round, you actually go straight to the round finals. You don't have to play any of the playoff rounds to get to the finals of that round. So it's really important to get first place. It's really important to get higher up there. And if you're CJ, you have this confidence, you absolutely want a 3-0 Prime. That's what you're thinking about here.
Of course, that's the goal of today from CJ. There's actually a lot of pressure on ByuL right now to win. More than you would think, just to get that indicator point, just to keep it at 3-0. And I was going to wonder what kind of build was ByuL going to go for in ZVZ. A very volatile matchup. There is a lot of teas that these players could do, try to go for some 9-pool Baneling sort of stuff. And ByuL is like, oh no, I'm just going to put down a hatch first. I'm totally fine with that. Whereas TerrOr is the one putting down pool first.
Yeah, in the normal pool timing, not an early pool.
Yep.
So he's just going to take the safer opening, and that gives ByuL a slight advantage in this matchup. But, I don't blame ByuL for going hatch first because it almost feels like going for an early pool would be too predictable for TerrOr. And, let's just see how this one plays out. As it is, obviously when you take a hatch first, you get that creep spread faster, you get the larva out faster, and your opponent gets his queens a little bit faster and can get some Zerglings out faster. but you definitely want to have the hatch up first. Definitely the better opening here. TerrOr goes into his own hatch, gets his gas up pretty quickly here as well, but ByuL obviously much faster in that. So ByuL taking the greediest build possible, and that's going to put him significantly ahead for controlling the early part of this game.
Yeah. Really great start here for ByuL. We do see TerrOr does get the scout with his Overlord, as does ByuL, of the hatch timings here, and ByuL's got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Now let's see how much gas gets mined here for these two, as they essentially start mining gas at the exact same time. You know, they're dead even. 4 gas ahead for TerrOr, that's it. They might just both mine 100, pull out. We might see, you know, some sort of weird all-in with this from TerrOr. I would expect to see that from him, not from ByuL. And these first 2 poking, scouting Zerglings are going to come over here and see what's going on. And let's see, he's just going to run around here, try to get into the main. These 2 Lings are going to get some free shots off because the Lings of TerrOr, of course, on move command. But he will come over here and see how much gas has been mined. But he's not going to be able to stick around long enough to see if the miners get pulled out or not. Ooh, the Queen might actually get that last Ling. He does.
Yep, very nicely done here. But TerrOr awake on his side of the map as well. Does get his Queen to do as much damage as possible, microing that very nicely. Taking his other Queen and trying to deny the Zergling scout. But it will get the scout here of the gas.
And that's really painful. You get to see that the gas is continuing to be mined. And that means that ByuL doesn't have to worry about, you know, a heavy speedling all-in, for example, with, you know, pulled-out Lings. We do see that from time to time in this matchup.
Yeah.
But I have to give TerrOr the, you know, just want to say he did a great job trying to set up to block that. It's just that he didn't have his own Lings. He was really ready to try to deny that scout.
We do see a Baneling Nest come down at the front. He did know that the Zergling was still in the main, and he was actually going to block the ramp with the Queen, so he wants to keep this a secret from ByuL for as long as possible, but ByuL back at his base, he's getting his own Baneling Nest, so he should be okay.
Yeah, just for safety, most likely, in this case. ByuL's Overlord does go and poke a little bit at the front to see if the gas has been taken. He doesn't actually get close enough to see if the Baneling Nest was up there. It looks like a bit of an Overlord pickoff, meanwhile, from ByuL. He's confident enough to move his Queens this far. He's already spreading his creep forward very quickly. That's part of what comes with the hatch first. You can get that Queen moving a little bit more forward, a little bit faster. And ByuL already gets the scout off on the additional gases coming up at the Natural of TerrOr.
Yep, really nice scout there. He's got his own lair on the way, whereas TerrOr is actually going for a Roach Warren. So we could definitely see some aggression coming out of TerrOr. He's making 3 Overlords at the moment. He's got that Baneling Nest. He's made a couple of Banelings just for protection right now on that ramp. But again, he could definitely push out a bunch of units at this moment in time. We do see ByuL taking a more defensive approach while trying to get that lair. He's putting up a Spine Crawler, as well as making a couple Banelings.
Looks like ByuL has read this very well. And, you know, putting up a Spine Crawler when you see the gas is being added like that, it just already tells you that ByuL knows what's up. And a few Scouting Lings over here are going to try to come up and see if he can see what the defense is, but he doesn't even get close enough to see that Spine.
Spire's on the way.
Now, if you defend this and you have a Spire up, you basically insta-win. Oh, he's even going to, with that faster lair, get an Overseer Scout in here. ByuL needs to make sure he's not too greedy, though. He needs to make some units. 14 Lings on the way.
TerrOr trying to hide those roaches for as long as possible, but now he is on the way. Immediately a second Spine Crawler, third Spine Crawler as well, coming here. He's trying to make as many Lings as possible.
A good timing here by TerrOr, and with the greed of ByuL and that Spire.
2 more spines.
Let's see if he can actually break through. This is TerrOr's moment potentially here. He's got a huge army advantage with only that 1 spine up right now. He needs to go before the rest are done. 6 spines are on the way. If those finish, this is going to be a totally different story. Defensive Banelings are morphing right now, and the hit on ByuL's Lings is decent. Good micro here on the Queens, but 1 does fall. Good surrounds here, and the Banelings want to come in here. Ooh, not getting the best hits on those spines.
Still a ton of roaches out right now. Huge hits on the drones in the mineral line. 12 of them going down. And these Spine Crawlers, they're not able to morph here. Could this be TerrOr's first win in Pro League?
It looks like it's going to be Valdez. He's going to get the last spine now. Few more Lings popping out for ByuL. The Spire is done, but he's got no resources. GG indeed. TerrOr did it.
And you know what? ByuL did it in Korean letters there. Actually, he did not type GG. Typed actually hit, so we could actually see some warnings being given out to ByuL. But TerrOr rather, not Terran. This guy finally gets his first win and is beginning to show what he's all about. He obviously has a lot of potential, and I'm so happy that he's finally shown it here today.
Good hide on those units, even canceling his first wave of banelings that he was making to attack, and then just moving them forward and getting them ready there. And he just went in with complete confidence. He saw the Spire, and that's when he was like, oh, I am going. You don't have a bunch of units about to pop out. And maybe that Spire was a bit too early. ByuL did make one Spine, which made me feel like, okay, he knows what's going on here. But then didn't get the rest of his Spines up early and wasn't able to identify this push was coming. Well hidden, a good timing. That's exactly what I wanted to see from TerrOr.
Yeah.
And that's why this was my match to watch tonight. So TerrOr gets his first win. This is a momentous moment in his career. There'll be somebody who's got so much experience from playing almost every single match for his team for a very long time in televised matches in Korea.
Yeah. It's obvious this guy has been performing